Hey guys, so we've all been having this problem with the login pages getting messed up on this confirmation code area. So if you're using a toolkit theme, what it would look like before, the code before would look like this. And so the first step is go to your agency CSS area and grab all of your code. And next, we need to sort of analyze this code and figure out what we're doing. So the first thing that we're going to do, if you've got Sublime Text, which I highly recommend, the cool thing about Sublime Text is that it will highlight things. It'll like give you the color codes and everything according to the style of the thing that you're editing. And it just works so much better. So now that you've got it in here, so you've got it in Sublime Text. Next thing is that you need to find which area is your login theme. So in this case, this is just the login theme, so it's pretty easy to see, but just scroll all the way to the bottom. When you stop seeing HL login body, that will be your section to do it. You'll probably have code underneath this. Hopefully it's sort of delineated for you. So copy everything that you've got here and just remove it. Next, okay, and before you do all this, save a copy of this as a backup. Like save a copy of your custom CSS before you go ahead and start making tons of changes. Have a backup. All right, now we just have the variables. So if you just have the variables, the next thing to do is to find your theme inside the toolkit, and you'll see that we've changed it. We used to have all that code underneath it. Now it's just the variables. This is for the font, so you can have that if you want. But basically, this right here, I graded out because this is going to be a public video. Just grab both of these imports and put those at the very top. See, it already has this one. Put that at the very top of the page here. Now, very, very important. We're dealing with CSS. CSS is the code that tells you how to decorate the page and where to position things. One of the rules with CSS is that if you are using an import, which is basically meaning that we're taking a file from somewhere else and putting it in here, all of the imports have to be at the very top of the page or the top of this section here. So that means that if you are using our top nav theme or our legacy themes, anything like that, and anything that's using an import has to be at the very, very top. Then you can have all your variables and everything else underneath it, but just remember, all of the imports always have to go at the top. So that's it. What I would recommend then is then you take all of the code that you've got from Sublime and pop it into Magic CSS like this, and just make sure that it fixes it and it's working the way that you want it to. The last thing to note is that one thing that people mess up or don't think with is that this is not going to overwrite any code that is already on the page. So you'll see if I do this, it's not changing anything. This might overwrite it. Yeah, so that'll overwrite it, but it's not going to get rid of the previous code. So if you want to really make sure that you're doing everything right, remove the code, save it so that it's empty inside of the agency CSS, and then try it out with Magic CSS, and you'll be good to go. So hopefully everybody followed that. The last part wasn't super important to get because you should be able to figure this out on your own or figure it out just by testing it out here. If you guys run into problems with this, just message me and I'll help you out. Thanks a lot.